We labor not only for ourselves, but for the whole house of Israel. We keep the laws not only for ourselves, but for everyone we know. It's not just for ourselves, it's for everyone else. We understand we got to get ourselves right first. But once we get ourselves right, the things that we do is for the whole nation of Israel. Okay? And all who have an ear to hear. So we're going to go into this class. We're going to start off with Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. Colossians chapter 3, verse 17, and whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem, HaMashiach, YAHAWAH, giving thanks to the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, by Him. Hallelujah. All praises to the Heavenly Father. He is worthy to be praised for everything. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Through HaMashiach, YAHAWAH, we have eternal life. We're going to go to Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 6. So if you have your King James Version Bible, or whatever Bible you may have, you may read it different if it's not a King James Version. King James Version is a better read. It has more understanding, more influential, more spiritual than a lot of the new books that are translated. I'm not saying those books aren't spiritual. It's just that they've been tampered with a little bit with the wording. All right. So we understand that King James put together learned men and various different places of degrees of education who had understanding of the Hebrew language, who put together the King James Bible and the Apocrypha. The other men, we don't know. The other men that put the Bibles together, we don't know who they are. You know, you grab these Bibles, NIVs, and, you know, other types of Bibles. Who are those people? We don't know them. We know what King James said, that he put this together with learned men from different understandings of the knowledge of the Scriptures, that were learned men in the Scriptures, that knew the Hebrew language. So we're going to stick with this book. But nevertheless, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah chapter 49. Isaiah chapter 49, verse 6, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Who are these Gentiles? Gentiles, if you know the definition of a Gentile, the Gentile are any nation that's not Israel. And so when he says Gentiles, you have to understand that all the Israelites that were scattered abroad, like us, where did we go to? We went into Gentile nations. All right. Right now, we are still amongst Gentile nations. Those of us who don't have the knowledge of the truth are considered Gentiles. We have to understand this when we read it. This is before the Greeks, because in the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Gospels, it talks about the Greeks being the Gentiles. But when you go through the Scriptures, there's categories of Gentiles, starting with Deuteronomy chapter 7. You go into the book of Ezra, it talks about who these Gentiles are. They're from every nation of the 18 nations. There's 18 nations in total. I don't have to go in depth with this. That's another class. We've already done that class several times, and we'll probably do it again in the future. But when we read this verse, it says, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob. So there's 12 tribes, and they're coming through the loins of their father, who is Jacob. And to restore, to preserve of Israel. So how are we going to preserve those of Israel? Remember, he said Jacob, right? So let's go to Genesis chapter 49. How are we going to preserve them? Jacob gave a prophecy of his sons. Jacob gave a prophecy in Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. Genesis 49, verse 1. And listen to what it says. It says, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together. Now his sons are the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel. So he said, gather yourselves together. So we're still gathering our brethren. This is that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and bear or hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. So through this chapter here, it talks about what's going to happen to the 12 sons' generations in history. And so when you read this, when we go back to Isaiah 49 and 6 and read it again, it says, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob. So what are we going to give the tribes of Jacob? The prophecies of what happened to Jacob and what our father said, which was Jacob. And to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, Israelites who are scattered in Gentile places, that thou mayest be my salvation, because salvation is only given to Israel when you read Isaiah chapter 45. So, mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Let's go over to Isaiah 45 and look at that. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. This is letting you know that those Gentiles are Israelites. It reads, but Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation. So who is salvation given to? The Israelites. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Why would we be confounded? Why would we be ashamed? Because we are scattered into the Gentile nations, and we needed to be restored back to the prophecy of Jacob in Genesis 49 and 1 of who we are. That all these things will come upon us. So we have to remember these prophecies. This is why we have the 12 tribe chart. That's for this time and day, not for when we get into the kingdom. It's from brothers going out there speaking. And people don't like to hear that. It's just the truth. Some of us woke up before that. My grandfamily that I know woke up from the commandment keepers. I'll reiterate that again. Okay, they were around before that chart was put together, but the spiritual men that put that chart together from their travels is what they saw. Now we have all these books coming in that we can find all over the world. We're gathering all these books, and they're saying the same thing. So that was spiritual. So Isaiah chapter 49, as you can see that Israel is the one that's going to be saved. I'll read Isaiah 49, verse 6 again. And he said, it is a light thing. So this is a very light thing to wake up our people. Right? There's no laws against us teaching the Bible to our people. It's a light thing. It's not harsh. You're not going to go to jail for teaching your people the truth. It's a light thing. You can't be put to death for teaching your people the truth. It's a light thing. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. Okay? We're speaking with words. We're preserving them. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, our brothers who are scattered abroad. In James 1:1, he says, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greetings. That's a light thing. We're speaking kindly to our brethren who are scattered abroad. Greetings. That thou mayest be my salvation unto the ends of the earth, was scattered abroad. Let's take it into the Apocrypha now. It's a light thing. This thing here, it's generated by itself. We don't have to put together a machine for this. Meaning, it is autonomous. All we have to do is just preach it. It forms a machine. It forms a sword. This is the beauty of this thing. It's autonomous. It stands alone. Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach, chapter 36, verse 11. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together. It's the same thing we just read in Genesis 49 and 1. And inherit thou them as from the beginning. This is what we're doing. The beginning is when Jacob was breaking down who we were. He was doing that. Moses did it too. Okay, let's go to verse 15. This is Sirach, chapter 36, verse 15. It reads, give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning. Who did the Most High possess? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are the individuals that he possessed from the beginning. And raise up prophets that have been in thy name. The prophets come out of the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's read verse 16. It reads, reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Now, when he says reward them that wait for thee, that means hold fast to what you have received. Everything you have learned, hold fast to it, because you're going to be rewarded. And let thy prophets be found faithful. Stay in the truth. Stay in the lane. Stay on the righteous path. Jeremiah chapter 6 and 16. Let's go there. Jeremiah 6 and 16. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16, it reads, thus saith the Most High of hosts, stand ye in the ways and see. And as for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. This is the path back to righteousness, the path back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Abraham's bosom. That's why he called it bosom. We're trying to get back into the bosom of our forefathers, the very first one. Gathering ourselves to get back to the bosom of Abraham. But it says, we will not walk therein. And this is the price we pay by being scattered. A lot of our people are in Gentile state of minds. They don't want to walk in the ways of the Father. They rather continue to do what they're doing. They rather do what the heathens are doing. They don't believe the truth. They don't believe in salvation. They don't believe in God. Or the Most High, should I say. God is plural. Elohim is plural. But we know the name of the Father. His name is YAHAWAH. Okay, they don't believe in YAHAWAH. Let's go to Exodus. Exodus chapter 4 and verse 13. And it reads, and Moses said unto the Most High, behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, thy God of your fathers hath sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, what is his name? See, he has a name. What shall I say unto them? Because they called him God then. And the Most High said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, hath sent me unto you. Haya. Haya. Okay? That's what I am means. Haya. And the Most High said, moreover unto Moses, thus saith thou, say unto the children of Israel, the Most High YAHAWAH of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. Just like us, it's a light thing to go to our brethren to raise up the tabernacle of David. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say unto them, the Most High your power of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. This is why when the truth first came out, a lot of us was going to the churches and trying to speak to the pastors about the truth, and they was rejecting us. Some of us was on video. It was rejecting us in front of whole congregations, kicking us out of the churches. All of us back in the day spoke with pastors. We all went to the elders of the communities, of the churches where our people were gathered, and they all rejected us. That's why you're seeing judgment come on these churches today. That's why you see all T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, they're all falling apart, okay? Because we already went to them. So what's next? The next thing is for Israel to repent as a nation. Because the Most High is rejecting these churches, these elders, so-called churches. Let me get that right. So-called houses or whorehouses. People are coming out of it, and they're repenting. So we're doing the same thing, the same instruction that was given to Moses when he was to go back to Egypt and tell the elders. We did the same thing. The Most High's name is YAHAWAH or YAHAWAH. That's why we don't get mad at the brothers when they say YAHAWAH. All YAHAWAH means is I am. I am that I am, which was YAHWH. Okay? Because he said the same thing in the New Testament. He says, before Abraham, I am. Didn't he say that? And they all was ready to stone him because they didn't understand. He was back in the day. He said, I'm older than Abraham, man, in the spirit. Let's go to Sirach, chapter 33. The book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 17. It reads, consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. See that? So we're laboring not just for ourselves. We're laboring for the whole house of Israel so they can return to the house of Jacob. Just like in Genesis 49, we're trying to get them all back. So we're laboring for them to learn. Verse 18, hear me, O ye great men of the people, these elders in these communities, and hearken with your ears, ye rulers of the congregations. See that? I'll read the next verse. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, the heathen nations. Don't give your money, your bread to the heathen nations. Don't give this gift. This is not for the Gentiles. This is for the Israelites who are scattered in Gentile minds. Those are the goods that we give to another. Lest it repent thee and thou entreat for the same again. We'll end up right where we was. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. We're only giving ourselves to our fellow brethren to wake up. This is for the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's go to Acts chapter 2. This is for the 12 tribes of Israel. That is a hard pill to swallow for other nations, even for our people who are in Gentile state of mind. They'll fight you over that part right there. Acts chapter 2, verse 21. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of YAHAWAH shall be saved. Just like Moses, he was sent to the elders. Those who believe will be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. YAHWH of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles, wonders, and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Just like Moses, where did he do the miracles? He did it in front of the children of Israel. And that was a curse to Pharaoh and all other nations, the miracles that he did. They were all curses to everyone else. YAHWH did that for us. And this word is for the sons of Jacob and the daughters of Jacob. We have to understand, this all goes right back to the bosom of Abraham, right in the seat of his lap. So we labor not for ourselves only, but for all them that see. This is not a selfish run. I mean, we can say, just work on yourself. Yeah, we're working on ourselves, but we are our brother's keepers. We are our brothers and sisters' keepers. We are not kings. We have a type of spirit like Abraham. We want to please the Most High. We aim to please the Most High. Let's go to Colossians chapter 4. I forgive quick. At me in this age, I forgive quicker than I did when I was younger. No biggie to me. Colossians chapter 4, verse 17. Colossians chapter 4, verse 17. It reads, and say to Archippus, take heed to the ministry which thou hast received in the Most High, that thou fulfill it. We are to fulfill this word, to go out and share it with our brethren. The salvation by the hand of me, Paul. Remember my bonds. What is a bond? I shake your hand in the name of the Most High. What's up, brother? I salute you, brother. Shalom, brother. That's my bond with you. I salute you, brother. Man, it's a blessing to see you. Man, I agree with you. Those are our bonds with our fellow brethren. Grace be with you, Amen. And he wrote this from Rome. All praises. Let's go to Sirach chapter 4. Sirach chapter 4 and verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death. Teach your brothers unto death this truth. And the Most High shall fight for you. Be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. Pay attention to duty always. What is your duty? To teach this word. Don't slack or remiss in doing this. There's several ways on teaching the truth. Right now, what I'm doing is reiterating a point why we love the Most High, and what we're supposed to be doing is getting back to the bosom of Abraham by teaching our fellow brothers and sisters. That's one way of teaching the truth, having a beginning, a middle, and an end for the scenario for you to understand. But there's other ways to teach, like some brothers like to read a whole chapter and break down the chapter as they read it. Some brothers like to break down chapters upon chapters for prophecy reasons. Okay? There's many ways to teach the truth. We dabble in all of it. Okay? But the precept for precept helps give you strength. It helps give you more power because for attention reasons, precept for precept keeps you on the edge. This is why we grab that part. We want our fellow brothers and sisters to stay in the spirit. So we go precept for precept. Now, when you go chapter breakdown, that's more like an in-depth study. A lot of brothers and sisters will fall asleep with the in-depth studies. I'm just saying, that takes a higher concentration, which we also get into. But there's several ways of studying. Some brothers just talk without even pulling scriptures out, which I don't have a problem with it, but I like brothers who pull scriptures because it substantiates everything that's being said. Because this is the formula that Isaiah gave us. But precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here little, there little. The here little and there little is when you're talking without the scriptures, but you're relating everything back to the scriptures. So there's different formats on teaching the truth. As long as the Holy Spirit is with you and you're teaching it according to the Spirit. Right now, we're going over precepts to substantiate a middle point and an end point. Okay, we started out with Isaiah 49:6, which talks about gathering Israel together, and that we're learning so we can continue to gather Israel together. All praises for that. Malachi, the angels operate with these Hebrew words and these Hebrew names. If you don't know the Hebrew names, you can be talking to an angel and not even know what he's saying when he says his name to you. You might ask, what's your name, brother? He may tell you his name. You may not even know what it means because you don't study the Hebrew at all. He might be mocking you to your face and laughing. They can mock us based on what we know. You know, an angel always checks your intellect. Test the spirit. That means you got to be on point. To test the spirit, you got to be on point too. You can't just test the spirit. You ain't got no information, no education on the truth. So to test the spirit, you got to be studied up. Like, I remember our brothers out there teaching in the street, and another brother said, man, you don't even know who Cephas is. The brother didn't know who Cephas was. But if he did his study, Cephas is Peter. You see what I mean? You got to know the scriptures, or you'll get caught off guard when someone says something as simple as that. They're checking your knowledge to see how much you know. Cephas is the same thing as Peter. It's in Greek, Cephas. All right, so Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge. See? You got to have knowledge, understanding. And they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Most High of hosts. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law, because the priests weren't keeping the law fully. They weren't studied up. So other people stumbled listening to them. This is why we pray that the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, that Ruach is always with us when we teach the word, so no one stumbles when they hear this word that we teach. You have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Most High of hosts. And this is how they fell off, the Levites. They corrupted things. And I really believe that once the Pharisees and the Sadducees came into the picture, they helped the Levites fall off, manipulating them with power and money. But let me show you what I was talking about when it comes to names. In the book of Tobit, let's go to the book of Tobit. We go to the book of Tobit, Tobit chapter 5, verse 12. Now, Tobit, if you know this story, Tobit was burying his brother's bodies in Nineveh. When the war jumped off, he was doing a good deed burying his brothers. So when we go to this chapter, you're going to notice that Tobit had a helper, and this helper just happened to be Tobit's angel. He wasn't his angel. He was something more than his angel. He was one of the 7 holy angels that came down to walk with Tobit. So we're going to read this, and it says, let's go to Tobit verse 7, and let's read down to 12. This is the son, Tobias. The father is Tobit. Then Tobias said unto him, tarry from me till I tell my father. Then he said unto him, go and tarry not. So he went in and said to his father, behold, I have found one which will go with me. Then he said, call him unto me, that I may know of what tribe he is, and whether he be a trusty man to go with thee. Now, why is the father asking him of what tribe he is? Remember what we read? That your bond should be with your fellow brethren. Do things with your fellow brethren and sisters. Remember, there's 12 tribes of Israel. Listen to what this man says to his father. All right, verse 8. Then he said unto him, go and tarry not. So he went in and said to his father, behold, I have found one which will go with me. Then he said, call him unto me, that I may know of what tribe he is, and whether he be a trusty man to go with thee. So he called him, and he came in, and they saluted one another. Shalom, brother, shalom. Then Tobit said unto him, brother, show me of what tribe and family thou art. You shalom me, well, what tribe are you from? Let's find out. I'm making sure, I'm confirming that you ain't going to betray my son. And listen to what he says. To whom he said, dost thou seek for a tribe or a family, or a hired man to go with your son? Then Tobit said unto him, I would know, brother, thy kindred and name. I want to know what your kindred and name is. I don't care about being a hired man. Verse 12. Then he said, I am Azarias, the son of Anias, the great, and of thy brother. Now, what he just said has so much impact if you only knew. He said his father was Ananias the Great. Okay, so what is Ananias the Great? Ananias the Great is Hananiah. Hananiah is a name that you hear frequently in the Bible, but Hananiah what it means is, or Ananias, it's another form of Hananiah. It's just like Jude and Judah, same name, right? But Hananiah is Ananias. And when you break down what Hananiah means, it means Yahweh is great. So here's his brother named Azarias. He just told Tobit who his father was, which is Yahweh. Now, Azarias, when you do the breakdown in that, it means in the ancient Hebrew, the helper of Yahweh. The helper of Yahweh. Are angels helpers of Yahweh? Yes, they are. Is Hananiah Yahweh is great? Yes. So this brother just told him, my name is Azarias. I am an angel. He didn't hear him. He didn't understand him. Tobit did. I'm the son of Yahweh, which is Hananiah the Great, and of thy brethren. So he gave him 3 hints, but Tobit didn't catch it. He didn't catch it. Remember in Revelation 19 verse 10, we don't have to go there. But John the Revelator bent down to worship the angel, and the angel said, see thou do it not, for I am your what? Your fellow brethren who keep the knowledge of Yahweh. Right? He said, I am your fellow brethren. He was an angel. This is what he just said. I'm your fellow brethren. I'm the helper of Yahweh. Yahweh the Great. Then Tobit said, thou art welcome, brother. Be not now angry with me, because I have inquired to know thy tribe and thy family. For thou art my brother, of an honest and good stock. For I know Ananias and Jonathan, son of that great Samias, as we went together to Jerusalem to worship, and offered the firstborn and the tenth of the fruits. And they were not seduced with the error of our brethren. My brother, thou art of a good stock. All right, so now, what you have to understand, when testing the spirit, you have to know names of Hebrew, even Greek. You need to be studied up, basically, is what I'm saying. Because an angel could be standing in front of you and test you, and you may fail miserably on something that simple as a name. Let's jump over real quick and finish off this Tobit. Look at Tobit, and let's go to verse 13. This is Tobit 12 and 13. Tobit 12 and 13. And it reads, and when thou didst not delay to rise up and leave thy dinner to go and cover the dead, thy good deed was not hid from me, but I was with you. This is Azarias. And now Yahweh has sent me to heal thee and Sarah thy daughter-in-law. Now you're about to expose who he really is. I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. Then they were both troubled and fell upon their faces, for they feared. But he said unto them, fear not, for it shall go well with you. Praise Yahweh, therefore. For not of any favor of mine, but by the will of our Father I came. See that? He came as what? Azarias, as a helper of Yahweh. Wherefore praise him forever. So know who you're dealing with. We have help. Yahweh has sent us help while we're in this truth. As long as we're doing good deeds, as long as we're keeping the laws, as long as we're being obedient, you may have a run-in with the angel who's coming to aid you. Posing as a man, know that the angels could change their image of the glory. They could go down to mud and sand and water like we are created. I mean, we're disposable. Most High made disposable beings. We are considered fleshly disposable ware with spirits in us. Where the angels are not disposable. They're eternal. They can live forever. They could change their glory from dim to bright, bright, bright. We haven't gotten that far yet. We're still trying to deal with the disposable wear that we have on. So The Most High is a genius at this stuff, man. That's why we got to keep the truth unto death. Let's go back to Isaiah 49. Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 6 again. All praises to the Most High. Isaiah 49 verse 6, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of earth. Who is the preserved of Israel? He said that there's preserved Israelites. Preserved are the ones who are going to believe. Those are the ones that are going to believe. There's many Israelites. There's many Israelites, right? But the preserved, who are those? Let's go to John chapter 1. Gospel of John chapter 1. We see Israelites every day. We were raised up with Israelites. But he said the preserved are the ones who are going to wake up. The preserved of Israel. Let's go to verse 11. Gospel of John chapter 1 verse 11. It reads, he came unto his own, and his own received him not. This is YAHAWAH. He went to his own and they didn't receive him. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of the Most High, even to them that believe on his name, YAHAWAH, or YAHAWAH, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of man, but of the Most High. See that? The disposable ware don't mean nothing. We have something inside of us. We have a very high glow inside of us that the Most High put in us to believe in his name. That's power. Us, those that believe, are the preserved of Israel. Go to Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 7. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 7. It reads, I have forsaken mine house. I have left mine heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. Look at that. So we're in the hand of our enemies. That's the Most High said, I've given you over to all these heathen nations, to the Gentiles. Verse 8. My heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It crieth out against me, therefore have I hated it. Can you ignore a lion's roar? You can hear a lion's roar and not even see a lion. It could be far away, you still hear it. That's how our prayers go to the Father. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. We are various shades of brown. From light brown to dark brown, damn near black. That's why we say of Negro, Native American, and Latino descent, because we are scattered abroad. And if you look at, like YAHAWAH used the wheat and the tares, right, as an example, if you look at the shades of wheat is just like a speckled bird too. Wheat, wheat is good when it goes straight up and then it dips down. A tare just goes straight up. It has no life in it. It goes straight up like a weed. It don't bend down at the top. But the Most High says that we are like a speckled bird amongst the heathens. Let's go to Psalms chapter 106. The book of Psalms 106 and verse 34. It reads, They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Most High commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen. We were mingled among all Gentile nations. And what does it say next? It says, and we learned their works, their education, we learned their politics, we learned their science, we learned their theology, we learned everything from the wicked here in this nation, and wherever we're scattered, we learn the wicked works. Verse 36, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, taking them to these different churches, right? Raising them as Catholic, raising them as Protestant, raising them as Jehovah's Witness, raising them as Muslim, Buddhist. These are worshiping other gods. Most High is telling us we got to listen to them.
Aren't educated enough to go further back. Do you know how many blacks in America have been lost to Islam? It's outrageous. That's not your tribe. Your tribe is Judah. Muhammad's tribe enslaved you. Why would you convert to Muhammad's tribe when you're of King David's tribe? Don't convert to the tribe that enslaved you and then sold you to Ashkenazi. Ship merchants. More black Negroes have been lost to Islam in the 20th century than any other believing, Bible-believing group. It's outrageous. Because they don't want you to know who you really are and what tribe you're from. But you're not from Muhammad's tribe. Never were. Never were. You are a regal Negro class from the royal house of Judah.
And that's Psalms 106, 34 through 36. That's both kingdoms of Israel. That's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, just in case anyone is wondering. Because some others be like, well, the southern kingdom went in differently. Well, the southern kingdom was scattered too before the big slave captivity. They were scattered as well. A lot of them went with the 10 tribes, married to them. And they went with them. Some of them were sick of other people and they left. You know, I mean, they're people. That's what people do. People make up their minds and they do what they want to do. So you got Judah mingled in with Ephraim, and Ephraim mingled in with Judah. We have been suffering for a long time. And like I said, this is what our ancient forefathers and ancient mothers prayed about, to see us wake up. Can you imagine that? This is why we are here today. We are here based on a prayer from hundreds and hundreds and thousands of generations ago. Those were being slain and killed. We are here because of them. So if your father was an Israelite, you are an Israelite. We have to come out of the ways of Babylon. When you think of the word Babylon, which means baby lion, baby lion, that's the understanding of Babylon. That's why the Most High named this place that. Baby lion. A baby lion is fierce. They have no knowledge of hunting. Okay? Therefore, the captives have no knowledge, nor spiritual understanding. Babylon means confusion. But broken up baby lion, it's a confused baby. And we're mixed amongst this captivity. And Jeremiah chapter 9, still there. Jeremiah 9 and 14. But have walked after the imagination of their own heart, and after Balaam, which their fathers taught them. This is what our people have been doing, walking after the heathen. The Most High said every man is brutish in his knowledge, right? Men know nothing concerning the Most High's ways, unless they have this understanding of the Hamashiach and the truth of the prophets. People don't even understand this verse that we just read. Jeremiah 9 and 14. Nor do they understand this verse. I mean, you could take this someone in the church. They ain't going to understand this. Go to Jeremiah 9 and 24. What I want? Job. I want Job. You look at Job chapter 9 and 24. Give this to a church member that goes to a Christian church or any other religion. Tell them to read this and ask them what this means. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Ask him to break down that for you. They ain't going to understand it. Okay? He covereth the faces of the judges. Christ's face has been covered. Moses' face has been covered. Noah has a different face. These are not the faces of our fathers. We don't look nothing like these forefathers of America, which is George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. That's not our lineage. We have a forefather. We have Abraham, Isaac. Those are our forefathers. We're trying to get back to the bosom. You think George Washington and Abraham Lincoln going to let you go into his bosom? They're going to cut you down. You can't go into their bosom. It's like, who are you? They're only going to accept their own. Make you a slave. We have our own forefathers. You might kill me when they say, oh, the forefathers of this nation. They not our forefathers. They not like us. Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 14. We'll read to 15. Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 14. It says, and the Levites shall speak and say unto all the men of Israel with a loud voice, a roaring voice, cursed be the man that maketh any graven or molten image. They got a Caesar Borgia down there in Brazil right now, standing over the whole city. It says, cursed be the man that maketh a graven or molten image, an abomination unto the Most High, the work of the hands of the craftsman, and putteth it in secret places. All these churches we've been going through, we've been seeing a fake Jesus. And all the people shall answer and say amen. So Most High says, cursed be that man. So all these other people who've been making these idols for us, they're cursed people. They're all cursed. There's so many curses that's going to leave us and go on to our enemies. Ain't no way you can save them if you even love them. You can't save them. You got our people that love the enemies. They ain't going to be able to save them. They're going to try to save them, and they're going to die too trying to save the enemies. I mean, why do you think these people over there in the Middle East call themselves Israel? Why do you think that they Israel? Should be asking them that. Why? All the atrocities that they're doing, they got so much racism towards us and people of color. Why would they be the children of the Most High? And they got all this power. I'm not saying spiritual power. They got demonic power. They got allies. The same allies that put us in captivity are their allies. Right? Hitler supposedly killed 6 million people, correct? Supposedly. Well, how many of you ever heard of Leopold II? I sent y'all a text message of Leopold II. His name is Leopold Felipe Marie Victor. Leopold II. He's Belgium's past king. And when I say past, it ain't that long ago. It's like 1835 to 1909. He lived during that reign, about 100 years ago. That ain't even that long ago. This man killed over, I thought it was 10 million. This man killed close to 20, 30 million people. 30 million people of African descent in the Congo. 30 million. How come he's not over Hitler? How come we don't hear about him? Why do we always hear about Hitler? Hitler didn't kill that many. He didn't kill all these people of color, and we don't even hear or know his name. These are some serious atrocities. The thing about when people kill like this and no one accounts for it, when they're insane and they're killing people, the number of bodies killed could possibly be even more because of their insanity. This man, I mean, think about it. This man took out the whole Central Africa, the whole central part of Africa. Just put a big hole in the middle of Africa. This man took out central part of Africa. Not to mention his constituents or his other friends who took other parts of Africa. I mean, they basically defaced Africa and South America as well. They defaced it. This is what Job 9:24 is talking about. They defaced the whole, continents. Every corner of this world glorifies racism and colonialism. Every corner. What are we supposed to do? I mean, like I said, all these powers are part, like Belgium. Belgium is a part of NATO. The French, they're a part of NATO. All these places that took our countries, the British and Portugal and Spain and the Dutch, they're all a part of NATO. They're all a part of our captivity. Do you understand? All of them. We are within the belly of the dragon, the belly of the beast, right in the belly of it. I sent these articles. Let me see if I could get something out of this. Okay, so I sent you one article, right? Well, this is from a book that I have, The Evilest Men on the Earth. Now, in the top 20, it says the 20 worst bloodlettings of the 20th century, right? I don't know if y'all can see that. It says the 20 worst bloodlettings of the 20th century each involved 1 million deaths or more. And then it lists those incidents, each one of them, right? Notice it says the Second World War, which is 50 million. Now, that's a war. That's different from someone coming down and just massacring people that don't have guns, don't have tanks. Leopold II just massacred black people. But Second World War, that's a war. They were able to fight back. They had weapons and they had weapons. That don't count as an atrocity. Then you have the China regime. Now, the Chinese, this shows you how backward and twisted they are. They killed 48 million of their own people. That lets you know not to trust the Chinese. This is never trust thine enemy. Never trust thine enemy. That's Moab. Moab and Ammon, 2 incest babies, which the blood means to Mongol together, which is where you get Mongoloids from. Mongoloid, which is Chinese and Japanese, or Koreans and Burmese. They all go into that category. But they killed their own people, 48 million. That's kind of like the dude in North Korea. What's his name? Rocket Boy. He'll kill his own people in a minute. He'll decimate the whole country, his own people. Then you got Stalin's regime in the Soviet Union, 20 million. That's a war. Stalin was killing, they went to war with Germany. All right, then you got the First World War, including America. All of these massacres, they consider massacres, these were all wars. Notice that. Congo under Leopold, they got him there for 3 million. Now, we just read in another page on this book, what did it say? Let's go to that page. I just wanted y'all to see how they downtrodden the numbers of what this man did. It says 3 million here. Let's go over to the other page that I sent you. It's crazy. So I sent you one page that shows his time of birth to the time that he died. Leopold II, 1835 to 1909. All right, we can go right past that. Let's go to the next one. Now, I highlighted how many died from King Leopold. It says the native population was controlled by torture, mutilation, and massacre. And Leopold must have known that this was how his estate was being run. The population of the Congo fell from 20 to 30 million at the start of Leopold's enterprise to around 9 million. This man killed over 40 million people. Not to mention those that he mutilated. 40 million, but they downgraded it in the early part of the book to 3 million. He supersedes all of those criminals that went to war. You see how they downgrade us? That's Job 9:24. The earth is in the hands of the wicked. 40 million people. I just want y'all to see that. Now tell me, is that not wicked? He defaced Africa. Africa's not, those people that are Congo, them are remnants of Congolese. All them people in Africa are remnants. They're starting to climb in population now, but this man was killing folks, man. Go to Ezekiel chapter 36. Makes you shake your head, man. A lot of them was probably Israelites that was caught up in that mess. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 23. See, all this makes the Bible come true. The Quran can't tell you this. The Mormon church can't tell you this. They ain't going to tell you about these atrocities. They ain't going to tell you about the prophecies of who we are, or where we're supposed to be, or when we're going back. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 23. And it reads, "And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen." Now you see who destroyed us? It's the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am YAHAWAH, saith the Most High of hosts, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. So who is he sanctifying? Only the Israelites. So he knows the atrocities that's been done to us. Them people over there in Israel, them ain't the Israelites. They don't know what's been done to us. Well, they do know, and they don't care. Verse 24. "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land." So the Most High is telling us what he's going to do for us. When we realize who we are and who we're dealing with in this land or other lands, and we start to back away from them and look back, you can see these nations start to lose their cool. They lose their favor. You know, they start to become decrepit, man. Things start falling apart. Basically, you're removing your salt away from their pepper. So when that salt get removed, they lose their mercy. They don't have any more mercy once you leave. They have no more favor with the Most High. So this is something that we all do that we don't realize what's going on when we deal with these heathen nations. We're blessing them. They're getting blessed by having us around. Ezekiel chapter 36, and it reads, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put in you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh. And I will give you a heart of flesh." That's a spiritual heart. "And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. I will also save you from all your uncleanness. And I will call for the corn and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen." We ain't going to have to go to no grocery store and try to purchase some rotten food. You ain't going to have to worry about the ground being dry and broken. Stuff is just going to just yield. Verse 31. "Then shall you remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations." These are those that repent. Because a lot of our people are still going to be stuck in their ways. Remember, he said, "I came unto my own, and they received me not." But there was some that believed. These are them. "Not for your sakes do I this, saith the Most High of hosts. Be it known unto you. Be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, In the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the waste shall be builded, and the desolate land shall be tilled. Who's going to be tilled by? The Gentiles. Whereas they lay desolate in the sight of all that pass by. So we're going to have servants. And they shall say, the land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden. That land over there has not become like the Garden of Eden since the Garden of Eden was there. Remember what I just said. Congo was defaced, and now Africa is desolate. They took out the core of Africa, so every other part of Africa is weaker than what it was before. Africa is much, much more prettier than what we know today. So he's going to restore everything where we're from in the east of Africa, which is Jerusalem, to the west of Africa. All of that is going to be rejuvenated. He already told you he's bringing paradise on the earth. It's going to just reboot the whole earth when we get here. It's going to reboot it. And they shall say, this land was desolate. It's become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste of desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. Then the heathen that are left round about you shall know that I am the Most High YAHAWAH, build the ruined places, and plant that was desolate. I, the Most High, have spoken it, and I will do it. I'm speaking Babonics right now. I'm sorry. Ebonics in the Bible, Babonics. That's Hebrew. So the Most High is talking about all of Israel, man. He's going to bring us back. That remnant is going to be a magnifold of his glory. And if Israel, some people will read this and be like, it's talking about everybody. But if it was talking about everybody, then this whole narrative of the Bible would change. Because when you go to Revelation 21 and 10, it says another thing. Any of your heathen friends, if you have any heathen friends, and they say, well, that's not talking about that. Well, take them here. Revelation chapter 21, verse 10. Revelation chapter 21, verse 10. And it reads, and he carried me away in the spirit. This is John the Revelator. YAHAWAH was telling them about this. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High. So it's going to come and revitalize the whole earth. Verse 11, having the glory of the Most High, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Purification. Verse 12, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and name written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So what gate are the heathens going to go in? They say they're Christians. Where's the Christian gate? I'm Christian. Well, what gate is that? All I see here says the gates are listed by the 12 tribes of Israel. The children of Israel of the 12 tribes are going to be able to go through the gate that they're from, back to the bosom of Abraham that we read in Genesis 49. These are for the sons of Israel. So I don't know what to tell the heathens. This is only for Israel. That's why when the heathen realize who we are, they are going to claw at us. It's like a bucket of crabs clawing at us. And they're going to try and keep us here in this confused state. They don't want us escaping. That's why it's getting more and more chaotic in this earth. That's why these wars are jumping. I was just watching the news on Al Jazeera TV. They don't even show this stuff on the news. I guess Japan was honoring the dead of Hiroshima and Nagasaki yesterday. I just happened to watch this. This was about 11:30 last night. And so they were speaking in Japanese, but they had the subtitles below it. And the subtitles was entering what they were saying, and it was a general, and they looked very mournful. And this general was telling all the soldiers and all the families, we have had peace for the last 60 or 80 years. He says, I hope you all have enjoyed peace. Then he said, but peace is no longer going to be here soon. He said, we're about to go into a stage of our lives of war. And I said, whoa, this man is talking about World War III.
Nagasaki
Peace Declaration. People making atomic bombs, rest from your work for a while and close your eyes. It was on August 9th, 1945. An atomic bomb that you had made claimed tens of thousands of precious lives and brought houses and assets to naught in a flash, completely devastating loving families. Leaders of nuclear powers and those under the nuclear umbrella. The very existence of nuclear weapons poses an increased threat to humankind. You must face this reality and make a brave shift toward the abolition of nuclear weapons.
Okay, this is not the Al Jazeera news footage that I saw that had a different interpreter, but this is another news station. Notice when the last representative was speaking, he starts to talk at the end and no one is interpreting what he's saying. On Al Jazeera TV or Al Jazeera News, they explain through the interpretation of exactly what he was saying. So watch how they won't interpret what he's saying, but then there's another interpreter who comes from behind that interpreter and it says what you'll hear. Notice what he says at the end.
I address Prime Minister Kishida, who is in attendance today. In conclusion, I offer this pledge for peace to the souls of the dead by declaring that peace is a world heritage shared by all humankind.
2024年令和6年8月9日被爆者代表
Mise Seiichiro, Atomic Bomb Survivor Representative.
He said the risk of nuclear weapons being used again is rising and peace is threatened, comparing it to today's violence in Ukraine and Palestine.
In other words, the whole world knows this is the start of the beginning of World War III. Everyone's guns will be turned against each other. This day is coming. If you look at the social media and the media right now, as a nation of people, a lot of us that don't know the truth, and we're gaining grounds on racism. If you notice, that's the big topic, racism, racism, racism. And people are standing proud, and it's all because of the truth that's pushing this thing. The more we come into the truth, the more this thing is getting pushed. And our people not in the know are going to fall victim to another slaughter from the colonialists. Whoever gets in office in those politics, whether it be Trump or the other party, there's going to be a war. So be ready. So in Revelation chapter 18, let's go there, Revelation 18, verse 1. Revelation 18 and 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, or Babylon, baby lion, the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of what? Devils, deceivers. His whole place is full of devils. They haven't stopped. 400 years later, they still treating us the same way. 400 years later. And the whole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. These birds hate us. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. All these merchants are rich from taking product from all countries of Africa, South America. I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. How did we come out of her? Keeping the law, statutes, commandments, returning to the bosom of Abraham. That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her place. Who not to follow to the bosom of Abraham than YAHAWAH? He's going to take us right back to him. Right to the bosom of Abraham, right to paradise. YAHAWAH, he's showing us the way. He was made in all manner like unto his brother. So in every way we were created, every way when he was on the earth, he was created just like us. That's in Hebrews chapter 2, verse 16. He was made just like us. Let's read verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquity. So this place is clawing at us. When we come out of her, they're trying to hold you. It says every hateful burden, every deceit, they ain't trying to let you go. It's like a bad divorce. There's no escape but through the Most High. He says, don't worry, I got you. Let's go to 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra chapter 11. If there's ever a time to fight with your spirit, it's now. 2nd Ezra chapter 11, verse 43. Whatever you do, do not deny him, because he'll deny you. 2nd Ezra chapter 11, verse 43. Therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also have looked upon the proud times. Who are the proud times? Esau is the proud times. Obadiah 1. Let's go there real quick. Obadiah chapter 1. Who is the proud people? Obey Yah. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, Edom. Concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Most High. The Most High has been talking about Esau up in heaven. To start a rumor, you got to talk about people. He must be really talking about Edom. Wow. And an ambassador is sent among the heathen. This is somebody about to tell a gossip. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The Most High despised Esau. Can't stand that Esau. I've made that Esau. I can't stand that man down there. He's hurting my people. Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. He says the pride of these people. They have pride. See that? Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Most High. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 11, verse 44. 2nd Ezra chapter 11, verse 44. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times. Talking about Esau, you hear that rumor. And behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy, because anything wicked got more than one head, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws. See that? Those claws are keeping you from escaping out of her. With the politics and the education and all that stuff, hurtful claws. Nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed, that crystal coming out of heaven into the earth, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from the violence. See that violence going over in the Middle East. And that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. She is getting no mercy. Esau is going to beg for it, just like Hebrews 12 and 16, and is not going to get it, though they seek it with tears. They're not going to get it. Let's go to Lamentations. Book of Lamentations. And let's go to the 4th chapter. Lamentations chapter 4, after Jeremiah. Lamentations 4, verse 18. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps that we can not go in our streets. That's us. Most of us stay home nowadays. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. There's eagles again. They pursue us upon the mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Most High YAHAWAH, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. That's what we're doing today, living under the shadow of the Most High amongst the heathen. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Edom, this is your time. You better enjoy it. That dwelleth in the land of Uz, all your capitals. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. You're going to feel the judgment. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Captivity. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Our punishment is over, but Esau's punishment is about to just start. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He's talking about Esau carrying us away into captivity. That ain't happening no more. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. They are in trouble. They are in trouble, the Edomites. Exodus 14, verse 13. And listen, we started with Moses. We started with Jacob. And let's see the end of Moses. It says, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not. Stand still and see the salvation of the Most High. So now we know who the salvation is to, only the 12 tribes of Israel, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again, no more forever. Same thing with Esau. We ain't going to see them no more forever. And that's in the book of Obadiah. He said he's going to make them for stubble. Verse 14, the Most High shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. He's going to fight for us. Hold your peace. Let him do his work. We ain't got to do nothing. We ain't even got to lift a finger. The Most High is going to do all the fighting. We ain't got to pick up no guns, no swords, no nothing. He's going to do everything for us. We got angels around us, and they're ready to fight. Esau ain't no match for that angel. You ever see the art of Drunken Monkey? It's Kung Fu. Drunken Monkey, you can't get a hit on the person that knows that type of art. Every time you punch him, they moving your punch out of the way. That's how the Most High is going to be doing us, moving us out of the way of Esau. Every time we try to go after him, the Most High is going to move us around the corner. They ain't going to be able to catch up to us. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 26. Hebrews 11, verse 26. Esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. So we are going to get things concerning the gifts of YAHAWAH, things he did, walk on water, talk to the wind, talk to the earth. It's going to yield. Whatever we do, we're going to disappear, reappear. Whatever we do, it's going to happen. We're going to be the gods, the little gods of the earth. Like he said in Psalms 82 and 6. Isn't it written in your book, ye are gods? But you shall die like men. We ain't going to die like men when we come through our resurrected state, through Hamashiach. We're going to have spiritual powers. Psalms chapter 29 and verse 10. Psalms chapter 29 and verse 10. And let's read down to 11. Psalms 29 and verse 10. It reads, the Most High sitteth upon the flood. Because where the Most High dwells, there's waters. He sits amongst the waters. Yea, the Most High sitteth king forever. The Most High will give strength unto his people. The Most High will bless his people with peace. Okay? He's setting us up in a small kingdom just like his kingdom in heaven. It just got corrupted. And now everything is polluted. But he's going to reanalyze and refix it for us to be just like him. We're going to have a small kingdom on earth. When it comes to the Most High, like during this life, all we know is labor. He says, hate not laborious work. But the laborious work the Most High is talking about is this truth. Hate not teaching the truth. Always love the truth. But the other work, I'm tired of working for the heathen. I'm just being honest. But the Most High is going to give us peace in his land. We ain't going to have to work no more. It's going to be pleasure. The Most High loves pleasure, just not the way the wicked people love pleasure. Our pleasure is going to be heavenly. The pleasure that we get, it's going to be unbelievable in the kingdom. Imagine always being happy because you're in a happy state. That's how we're going to be in the kingdom. It's going to be beautiful. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. I mean, imagine eating a fruit and you're like, oh, shoot, I want another one. That was so good. Well, it's going to be 1,000 other types of fruits that taste just as good as that one. He put that stuff here for pleasure. Adam was in the Garden of Eden with all these fruits and vegetables and herbs. That stuff was probably so delightful to eat. You didn't want no meat. Even the animals was eating it. They didn't have to hunt for other animals because the fruit and the vegetables and the herbs were just delightful. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Matthew 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor in the truth, and are heavy laden. I'm heavy laden. I'm sure y'all are heavy laden from working, getting little or nothing on your paycheck, dividing it up with FICA and all these other people you don't know. And I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. And ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's what we're getting ready for. Man, we're about to have fun in the kingdom when that day comes. And with that, I'm going to end this class on that note. I hope this class was a blessing to you and that you got something from it. Are there any questions?
This is the word of the Lord of hosts. I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
And so I was just letting them know this, you'll get there and just put it back in their court, because you got to go we went to the book of John, chapter 4, and verse 22 is where I took it, because even though this is talking about YAHAWAH's encounter with another Israelite woman, but who happened to be from the northern kingdom, but and because the capital of the northern kingdom, of course, was Samaria, and the capital of the southern kingdom was in Jerusalem. But anyway, the point was in verse 22, it says, you worship, you know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews, as it puts it there. And so that can be taken in the context of the story. You can follow it very well, but also you can take that to paint what's happening in the Catholics, evangelicals, all the Christian congregations, no matter what they call themselves, witnesses, Adventists, whatever you want to call them. That is the thing. And they all talk about one thing, and I was letting her know. They talk about the Spirit. Well, they always come back to it, well, my spirit, I know what's in my heart, my spirit, blah, blah, blah. Okay? This is what it's talking about, because it goes on and talks about that spirit in verse 23. It says, the hour cometh, and now is, when true worshipers, the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit. Okay, y'all got that. You're saying you got it in the spirit, but it also says, and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. So he's looking for those who worship in spirit, because they seem to all have, especially Israelites that are caught up in this. The only thing they got is they feel it in their spirit, but they are missing the other part. They're missing the truth. And so, and it closes out in verse 24 saying, the Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So if those people from wherever they're coming from, the Israelites that are in there, if they are talking about the Sabbath, they don't know the truth about the Sabbath, because if they did, now with that spirit that they say they have, if they would have worshipped him in truth and know that, wait a minute, this was started by Constantine. This was done in the Roman Empire when they actually changed the date to be, it's recorded history. It's not hidden. It's true. So if you go back and see that, then get in alignment with that truth. Everything from what we eat, from what we wear, blah, 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 all that is true. They're teaching a bunch of lies. And so therefore, if your spirit is in that congregation and you feel like you want to do right, and you feel that you got it, but you don't have the truth portion, that's what is needed, is to have that worship him in spirit and in truth. You got to have that. And he's seeking those who do that. So if you got somebody who's saying, okay, yeah, I see that, brother. I see that, sister, where you showing me that. Oh, yeah, it does. Wait a minute. It is for Israel. Salvation is of the Jew, you know.
Shabbat Shalom, I have a question. You see, the Lord doesn't want anyone to perish. He said salvation is for the Jews and the Gentiles. That's for all nations of people?
No, that's for the Israelites.
Oh, just for the Israelites, not for... I'm kind of confused on that part.
There's two Gentiles, and that's what we went over in the class earlier today. There's two Gentiles. Gentile means other nations, okay? But the Most High also calls his people Gentiles who've been scattered to those nations. That's why when you read James 1:1, it says, to the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad, greetings.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
They're Gentiles in those nations, especially when they don't know who they are. They're considered Gentiles. They don't know. They're strangers.
So the 12 tribes are Gentiles in another nation.
Sis, let me try, because I'm serious. I just had this conversation with Nene last night, and she came with Acts chapter 11 that was talking about verse 1, the apostles and brothers that are in Judea heard that the Gentiles had also received the word of God, and it went on through the rest of the chapter. You went to Romans, and it's all in Romans chapter 2, verse 28, where he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither the circumcision, and he's a Jew, one inwardly, and also in chapter 3 of Romans chapter 29, is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also of the Gentiles? Yes, the Gentiles also. And it's other ones that, again, this is Paul's writing. And remember, one has to be very learned to understand what Paul is talking about, because he's talking truth, but it can make people who are not studied fall. And a lot, not talking about you in particular, but people, including myself, before. And let me just, what I shared with Nene last night, I'm going to try the same thing with you. I'm going to be as quick as I can. Let's say you are Brazilian, Sister Quilla. Let's say that you have a huge family in Brazil, and guess what? You all have your own set of culture and customs and heritage that is different from anywhere else in the world. And that's why you are proud to call yourself a Brazilian. And included in one of those customs and heritage that the rest of the world is not doing, you all circumcise your boys, okay? And that is something that's unique to you all. Let's say half of your family or a number of your family left and went to another country, let's just say America, for the sake of this example. They went to America, and when they were there, they fell in love with it, and they didn't want to go back to Brazil. Matter of fact, they start doing the American customs and traditions and their culture and even their language. And they stay over there so long, they start having kids and grandchildren who were born in America, who were not circumcised, so they took up those customs and whatnot. And they even were angry, telling their brothers and family back in Brazil, you all are stupid. Y'all following them dumb laws and heritage of Brazil. Y'all need to open up and be free. And the Brazilians, on the other hand, was looking at them and saying, you all are just like Americans. You are not Brazilian anymore. You are not part of us anymore. Why did they do that? Like Barzal said, it's a state of mind that changed. And now, what would you call those people, sister? What would you call those grandkids? If in that situation, if you was in Brazilian, would it be still part of the family back in Brazil? Would you be shocked if someone disowned them and start calling them American and no longer calling them Brazilian, even though their bloodline was the same as yours?
Oh, yes.
Would you?
Yes, I'll be shocked.
You see what I'm saying? And so what would you call, if you was the one back in Brazil, what would you call the grandkids of your family in America who have denounced your language?
I'll call them
Would
lost.
you call them American? I would. Gotcha. But would you call? That's why we call them lost sheep of Israel. But you're absolutely right. But would you call them American or would you call them Brazilian?
I would call them. If I knew, I would call them Brazilian.
Yeah, either answer would be correct. In this scenario, if you call them Brazilian, that's correct because you know they're still of your blood. Is that the reason why you would say they're still Brazilian? But if you looked at them because of their state of mind and them denouncing their heritage and adopting another one, if you call them American, you would also be correct, right? That's the word, the thing with the word Gentile, the way Paul is writing. When he said the Gentiles, he's talking about the ones who have left and became part of the Gentile nations they were scattered into, adopted their culture and their customs, and went against the laws that's their heritage, that the Jews held on to for the most part. That's why it was a battle between the Jews and the other lost, as you called it, the lost nations of Israel who were scattered in the Gentiles and that took up those things. So I just wanted to share that with you because it may help or it may not help, but that's the way they start. That's the way the Jews were. That's why when Christ was going through Samaria and met that woman, she was like, "Oh, y'all don't even talk to us. Y'all don't even deal with us like that." And he, but he knew that was his sister, even though she was of the lost tribes in a Gentile state of mind. Yeah, that was meaning sister, meaning the same bloodline of Israel, of Jacob.
I see.
She was from the northern kingdom. If you reread that, I'm not going to do it now, but if you reread that in John chapter 4, I think it is, then you will see, because she recognized that, that John chapter 4, it starts at verse 9, verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria. That's the kingdom. That's the capital of the northern tribes. You got to keep that in mind. To draw water. And YAHAWAH says to her, "Give me a drink." And then it goes, and the woman of Samaria said unto him, "How is it that you, being a Jew," meaning of Judea, the southern kingdom, "ask a drink of me, which I am a woman of Samaria," meaning the northern tribes? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. In other words, the Jews don't deal with us. It's like we got this battle going and this beef because we left the laws and you kept them, and we've been battling since that. Y'all don't even talk to us no more. So what you doing out here talking to me? It says I'm just going to read one more that lets her know that they were from the same people. Where is it at? Verse 12. Are you greater than our father Jacob? Let me say that again. Are you greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself? So she acknowledges that she is a descendant of Jacob, meaning she is an Israelite in Samaria. See what I'm saying? So then Christ went on in Samaria. Exactly. So, and he dealt with
because she wasn't a Gentile. She wasn't a Gentile.
Yes, she was in the state of mind, but right, when you look at the bloodline, she wasn't. She was in a state of mind because she was, that's why they had beef. They had left the laws and they started to do like the heathens. That's why they were labeled Gentiles.
Yeah. Okay, I see. I got it. Thank you. I got that.
Okay.
You know, and I want to ask. That is beautiful. I really appreciate that. Now, right here, Romans chapter 13. Now, I would not have you ignorant, brethren, that oftentimes I purpose to come unto you, that I might have some fruit among you also, even as among other Gentiles. And then it says, I am debtor both to the Greeks and to the barbarians, both to the wise and to the unwise. Yeah, as much as in me is, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jews first and also to the Greeks. And what does it mean that when the Lord say, I don't want anyone to perish. I don't want anyone to perish. You also love the word that He gave us. He don't want anyone to perish. I'm just trying to
Well, you gave the answer earlier. You said it yourself in Romans 11:26. So all Israel shall be saved. Did you not say that?
Mm-hmm.
It said that all Israel shall be saved.
All Israel shall be saved.
He don't want Israel to perish. None of them.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones. You have to always go back to the beginning. Remember, He chose Israel. Why did He choose them? Of all the people of the earth to serve Him, why did He choose them? It wasn't the biggest. It wasn't the largest. He chose them because they were obedient. And He loved them because of that. And whoever the Most High loved, He don't want them to perish.
Oh.
That's what He means. So it's
and His promise to Abraham.
And His promise to Abraham. That's right. So He's not talking about the Gentiles. They come and go. They belong to Satan. They come and go. They belong
to Satan.
You know?
They come and go.
They belong to Satan. They come and go. Because the Gentiles are supposed to be serving the children of Israel. That's why He don't care nothing. They all serving Satan. All the Gentiles serve Satan.
The Gentiles serve.
They don't even know who Israel is. They worshiping the Israel that's killing Gazians right now. So they contributing to murder. They're breaking one of the Most High's commandments. He says you shouldn't even have murder in your heart. They're breaking the commandments. They're contributing to that. So how could they even serve the Most High? How could the Most High love them?
Right, right. God hates evil and wickedness. God hates evil and wickedness.
Right. But then they're racist to us on top of it. So the Most High is showing us these things. Let me show you one other verse, sis, so you can see it for yourself that the Gentiles are Israel. Can you go to the book of Acts on your telephone? Go to the book of Acts and go to chapter 21. Go to chapter 21. I'm going to go to Acts 21. Okay, let me know when you get there.
Acts 21 verse.
Go to verse 19, and I want you to read 19 to 20.
19 to 20.
All right. Read that.
Okay, so here it is. Acts 21 verse 19. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things God had worked among the Gentiles by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are all zealous of the law.
Wait
and
a minute, sis. You just wait. Stop right there. Stop right there. Notice what you just read. Paul just left all these Gentiles, and then when someone asked Paul what just happened, he said, I have left thousands of Jews, and they are all zealous of the law. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So he's telling you those Gentiles that he was talking to were what?
Jews.
Jews.
Oh, I see.
Those are the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad. They're all in the Gentile state of mind. But they're Jews.
Yes.
You see?
I see. Thank you so much. I would appreciate it.